That particular information still remains listed because remember that somewhere last year up to this year, the police were not opening up to the public, especially the media. So the police actually kept that information on their chest. But unfortunately, something happened on that day because when the residents actually, realized that after returning from the mosque, you remember I told you they were praying. When they came out from the mosque, those who witnessed that particular unfortunate incident told those who returned from the mosque that they suspected that these people were from Fulbe community. They resembled some Fulani men. So immediately the resident also mounted some barricades around that particular area, and they indicated that any person who resembled that particular tribe will be, they will not allow them to cross. So before the police got to the scene, one Fulani man was actually moving his way. Unfortunately, he ended up on that particular barricade. He was also, accosted, and his motorbike was bent, and he was lynched instantly.
As a result of being suspected on, launching the attack on mobile money vendors, is that the reason why he was lynched?
Exactly, because when we actually interacted with the residents, some actually indicated that if the man who was lynched was part of those gunmen who actually committed that dastardly act, he wouldn't have come closer there at all, but maybe this man was actually going his way, and unfortunately, he landed into that particular...
Baba, then that's quite very serious, because if you are going to be lynching people just on suspicion that they are the ones who launched the attack on the mobile money vendors, very disturbing. But let's move on. What is the general feeling and mood among mobile money vendors in Tamale, for instance?
So after that bizarre act, the mobile money vendors actually came out and organized a press conference and told the public that they will not operate beyond 6 p.m. because of that dastardly act, because they cannot continue to lose their lives for serving, residents of Tamale. So they actually informed the police that if they can provide security for them, they will extend their services beyond 6 p.m. But I don't think that the police was able to hit their call. So for fear of their lives, so they were closing around 6 p.m.
Closing around 6 p.m. But we know that some of these attacks even happen in broad daylight. I was discussing that with Kweku earlier on the show. In fact, most of them is during the daylight or during the daytime. What are they doing in the daytime to ensure their own safety? Do you see police during the daytime giving them security, or are there any interim security measures put in place to guarantee the safety of these vendors?
As far as I am concerned, there's no special arrangement that has been made for mobile money vendors here in Tamale. And most of the cases that I have witnessed here in the metropolis, it actually happens within odd hours, like from 5, 6, 7, 8 p.m. Daytime, mobile money attack is not rampant here in Tamale, because once they launch the attack and people, realize that, residents are likely to actually pursue them. So they usually want to operate, in the dark when dark falls.
Baba, finally, before I let you go, do we know if local authorities in Tamale are taking the situation into their own hands to provide some level of security for their residents?
Yes, I remember on that particular unfortunate incident, I spoke to the assemblyman of the area, and he wasn't happy. And he said he was going to actually raise this particular issue at the assembly so that the assembly will give him the go-ahead to organize and constitute what we call local volunteers, where he will get some young men in the area to actually patrol, either through on their motorbike or on their foot, so that in case of issues like that, these young men can actually nip the issue in the bud before it escalates.
Thank you very much indeed, Baba Kamil, a man in the northern region, giving us the latest updates on the prevalence of attacks on mobile money vendors in that part of the region. Would now go to the OT region where Solomon is standing by. But before we speak to Solomon, he earlier spoke to a mobile money vendor sharing her ordeal. We can take a listen to that. Then we come back and speak to Solomon.
I've experienced it once at around 5:30 to 6 in the morning. A car came around. They wanted to withdraw money. All of a sudden, I just saw 2 guys holding guns. Then they asked me to open the bag, and then they took all the money away. They drove off, and since then, I haven't been attacked again. So,
what step have you taken?
I manage and install CCTV cameras around, and of late, I don't even carry cash as in the way I used to carry. So, I think that's the best step. Actually, for me, I think since we have a lot of security personnel in town, they should at least let police people be at the junction. Like first, there were some policemen at the junction. They used to run shift. Some will come in the morning, go. Others will come in the afternoon. Others will even come in the evening. I think that would be the best, because it's not always that people will have cash along, carry cash along. Sometimes it's in their MoMo account. They have to withdraw in case of emergency and stuff. So I think the security personnel should at least, they should delegate some of their workers to at least be at most junctions and in most areas to prevent those attacks.
Well, those were some songs of mobile money vendors sharing their ordeal regarding some attacks on them. And you heard my colleague Solomon Ahiagle speaking to them. He's a man in the Volta region and has been following the issue over there. Solomon joins us on phone now. Solomon, many thanks for your time. A very good morning to you.
Good morning.
Great. How dire is the situation in the Volta region?
When it comes to the issue of attacks on MoMo vendors, I might say that it is a great worry and a concern where the MoMo vendors are calling on the new IGP, the police command, especially within the Volta region, to ensure that, if possible, their visibility team could be patrolling across MoMo vending places across the municipalities of the region. That will go a long way to serve them and then protect their businesses. You realize that about 2 years ago, a MoMo vendor was attacked at Sogakope. He was attacked with gunpoint, gunshots, leading to his untimely death. So this is a concern to residents again, because this situation, according to them, is becoming very rampant. MoMo vendors are targeted, and most of the people, anytime they target them, they succeed. But then with me, I have another MoMo vendor who also mentioned that this situation happened to her some few months ago. She comes from work, gets into the house, people were monitoring her. At the time she was trying to render an account, they point gun at her, leading the people to take her money away from her. This really collapsed her business. It took the grace of some people to come in to bounce back as we speak. But then I have her with me. You are live on radio in Accra on Asaase Radio. Tell us about the ordeal when it comes to the attack. You had experienced it before. How did it happen?
Yes, I've experienced it. I closed from work and the people were monitoring me. But I got to the house to do accounts. That was where I realized they were on me to bring the money out so that they were holding gun on me. So I have nothing to do to give the money out. Whilst the money too is not for me, I'm working for someone. So it was a problem, a big problem. There were some people that came in before.
So have they run away with the money?
Yes, they ran away with the money.
About how much?
Hey, that was 10,000 plus. Yes, yes, 10,000 plus.
How long?
Was 1.5 months now.
1.5 months.
Yes.
Okay. So what would be your call? Do you think the police visibility should be intensified?
Yes, they need to be around us because we need their help. How the thing is going now, we really need their help to be around us. So we are pleading on them for that.
When do you close from work? When it comes to your business, when do you come or when do you close?
I normally close 5:30. But as the incidents happen on me, by 4:30, I need to close because I'm scared. Yes.
So that is a concern of a MoMo vendor here in the Volta region, to be precise.
Okay.
Yeah, trying to explain the situation that happened to her, the incident leading to people taking her money away from her.
Solomon, you are telling me that the MoMo vendors in that parts of the area have appealed to the Ghana Police Service to provide them with men, or what you say, visibility police officers who would be around and be able to guarantee their safety. Clearly, that hasn't happened yet. But let's look at the local authorities. Those are the helm of affairs. What are they also doing differently in the absence of the police acting to ensure that vendors in the whole area and beyond feel safe to go about their business?
All right. Since the incident happened to Gakope, where a gentleman was killed due to this MoMo business, authorities have geared up to ensure the safety of the MoMo vendors in that particular area within the Volta region. But when it comes to the regional capital, the earlier vendor that I spoke with mentioned that indeed, when it comes to visibility of the police, there were times they do come to the area because most of them are at a vantage point. There were times they do come to the area to patrol. There are times you see the police visibility team, the patrol team around, and it will be like something, if they can continue, it will help them because it goes to a time, the visibility team that comes around, do shifting, one will come in the morning, afternoon, another one takes over. It got to a point they stopped. So stopping, they believe that this might be given an opportunity to the armed robbers or the thieves who always attack them. So if they can revamp this situation, this patrol system of the Ghana Police Service, it will go a long way to help them. But for now, the authorities are not saying anything when it comes to the disability and the protection on the MoMo vendors. But then we'll keep an eye on this. We'll follow up and see what the authorities will be doing, especially the Volta Regional Police Command. Now that we are having a regional new commander, we will try to engage him as to what exactly will be done. And also the municipal police commander will engage him and see how far this situation can be addressed.
Solomon, do we know any persons or any mobile money vendors who have folded up simply because of some of these attacks?
Come again with the question.
Do we know any mobile money vendors who have folded up their businesses simply because of the attacks on them?
Yeah, last time we had the same situation at Agbosume, where a guy was also attacked at a gunpoint, who was also about closing from his daily work. Aside Agbosume 1, a man was also killed on his motorbike when he was going home after a close of day as a MoMo vendor at Akachi. That also happened. So due to that, they mentioned that if that be the case, what they will do, if there will not be any protection for them, then it means their business, in a way, they will not be able to do. Because when it comes to the safety of the vendors, some are saying if their lives cannot be protected, though they need job to do, but because people are attacking them, they will not be ready to apply for these particular works and then be a vendor. One day they will be shot dead. So in a way, it is putting fear among the youth who wants to do something and earn a living. So for now, this has been the situation. The one at Akachi, the one at Agbosuma, and that of the Soga Corp really put a fear in many of the youth.
It's significant that you mentioned the situation in Agbosuma, Akachi, and the rest. Has the police brought any finality in terms of arresting the suspect? Do we know if anybody has been picked up?
Yeah, when it comes to the police arresting some, what happened at Akachi, 2 guys were arrested. That particular one, and that of Sogakopetu, I know some people were arrested, but as to how far the issue has gone, that we've not had any information regarding that. But earlier I mentioned that the police authorities are saying they will also intensify their visibility. At the time the incident happened about 2 years ago at Sogakope, they mentioned they will make sure that lives and properties of MoMo vendors are protected. But then when it comes to the arrest and prosecuting these people, to jail them is a challenge.
Thank you very much indeed. Solomon Ahangbe is a man in the Volta region giving us the latest updates on the prevalence of attacks on mobile money vendors. It's a really sad situation. I mean, these vendors contribute significantly to the economy of this country. And for some reason, there seems to be a lack of, proper grip on their issues. What we have been making frantic efforts to get the Ghana Police Service. How will they deal with the matter differently? We know that some of their men have been put at vantage point to guarantee the safety of these mobile money vendors, but we understand they are not consistent. But consistently, what can the Ghana Police Service do so that these individuals who contribute significantly to the economy and the GDP of this country go about their business in a way they feel safe, in the way they do not have to constantly look over their shoulders and do what they have to do? Because for many of these vendors, that is their only source of income, and that is the only way they can eke out a living. We were also making frantic effort to also speak to the association. How are they receiving some of these attacks, and what are they doing especially differently to also ensure that their members feel safe and do their business? Well, you're still listening to the Asaase Breakfast Show with me, Freight Delanyo Amegashi. It's a wet morning for some of you, except for Teshi. The last time I checked, it wasn't raining. I'm sure that if you're out there, just keep safe and, just go throughout the day in a way you feel safe. We're bringing you more conversations here on the Asaase Breakfast Show with me, Freight Delanyo Amegashi. But before we do that, let me just run by you some interesting news. And Telecel, as always, is telling you that if you're looking for the best value data and voice offers that are tailored to your unique needs, at Telecel, we understand everyone has their own preference, and that's why we have unbeatable made-for-me bundles made just for you. The made-for-me bundles are affordable, customized data and voice packages personalized for you. Now, this is what you can do. Simply dial *53# or download the Telecel Play app to subscribe to your special made-for-me bundle. Telecel, they say, connecting energies. And yes, indeed, good energy brings you Guel Super XP, the ideal choice for most vehicles. It is flowing wow at many Guel stations in the country. Just go fuel up your vehicle and enjoy the smooth ride with all the benefits. Guel Super XP's quality and gives you the correct choice when buying regular fuel. Guel Super XP is fortified with special additives that gives longevity to your engine and makes your engine perform to the max, using minimal fuel, and is suitable for the most vehicles. As you journey the road, look out for the Guel stations with the Guel Super XP sign and go fuel up your vehicle. Guel Super XP, Ufili, Ube Fili. Guel, good energy, your idea. All right, so I mentioned earlier that we've got an interview coming up very soon with Kweku. And our guest is already seated in the studio for that conversation. Boss Lady. Understanding the affirmative action law leading to the cause for women inclusion. Coming up in its heart. Don't go anywhere.
Asaase is the sound of Asaase worldwide. Asaase for the ladies. Asaase Radio. I know what you're thinking. Baby, come give me something. Yo. The voice of our land. The girls them act, I can't stand love when you brace it for me, girl. Baby, come. Yeah.